total of 296 Canadian soldiers are buried in the Shorncliffe Military Cemetery. Every day on Canada's National Day, which is July the 1st, the town of Folkestone comes out to remember them and their sacrifice.
Good morning, I am Major General Joe Hinkey, the Commander of the Canadian Defence Liaison Staff based in London.
And a very special day for Canada today.
Yes, it is. 1st of July is Canada Day, in which we celebrate the formation of Canada, 1st of July 1867.
And today we've seen a commemoration of the sacrifice made by the Canadian Armed Forces in Folkestone. How important is that to serving and former soldiers?
It's very important that we remember all of the men and women who have sacrificed for Canada and for freedom. And here at Folkestone, it's very historic linkage to this part of England. Some 40,000 Canadians trained here during the First World War, and 296 of them are buried here in Shorncliffe Military Cemetery. So it's important to us on this day to remember them.
And are you pleased that Folkestone has taken this step? Because it's the only ceremony of its type in the UK, isn't it?
It is the only ceremony of this type. In fact, this ceremony has been continuously celebrated since 1919 in memory of the linkages between Folkestone and the local communities and the Canadians who trained here.
Do you think ceremonies like this strengthen the bond between Britain and Canada?
I think they strengthen the bond, they remind us of the bond, but what they also do is keep the sacrifices of all men and women who've died, including the Canadians, in the minds of the people of the local area as well as the UK, yes.
And you saw a lot of children there today, didn't you? And yes. They were obviously asked to look at the gravestones, look at the ages of the soldiers that were buried there. How important is it to keep in the mind for the younger generation the sacrifices made by the people of the past?
Well, I think that in the modern world, war is thankfully a distant thing, but it is always useful to remind the youth of the links to the past and the sacrifices of the young men and women, many of whom were left home at 17, never to return. And on the gravestones, you can notice that many of them, most of them, are in their 20s. And it's very touching.
Thank you very much, General.
Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Christine Baxter and I'm the National Vice President of the Canadian Veterans Association of the United Kingdom, and I'm here for this special parade. I come every year.
What does it mean to you this day?
It means a lot. It means that the people that came over here and died in the First World War are remembered. Their family can't get here, so in a way it's like they've been adopted by the people of Folkestone and they're remembered every year.
What does the Veterans Association of Canada actually do?
Well, it's the veterans that stayed over here after the war and married English ladies, and they stayed and they started the association in 1948, and it's still going strong. Though our numbers are going down a lot. We've gone down from about 8 branches to 3 branches now, and we have a conference, monthly meetings and newsletters that go out to people who can't make the meetings. So they're kept in touch with what's going on in the parades we attend and remembering them as we do.
Well, what's your own personal history? How did you become involved?
My personal history is my father was a Canadian, married my mother, and I was born in England. Went back to Canada when I was 3 months old. We lived in Canada, came back here when I was 8 with a younger sister, and then had another sister, and then I was involved going to parades with my parents. I joined the British Army and I joined the American Army, so I was a Soviet soldier. So it meant a lot to me that people actually remembered this. And as it happens, your parents always get you involved, and I got involved, and I've been with it for a long time, and I was actually president national president for 4 years.
What was your father's job in the Canadian Army?
He was actually in the Lord Strathcona Horse, and he was a batman and a tank. I think he was in the tanks. Parents don't discuss a lot about their war records, but the Lord Strathcona Horse was quite a special restaurant to him.